Do you
Doing
need
well.
to check and see
I'm
if
going
we're
to check
live?
and just make sure
Okay.
we're live, and you can do some filler space real quick.
That's right. I'm good at fillers. Mark's going to check and make sure we're live. He's running around the sanctuary, but you can't see him because you can only see me. How's everybody doing today? Has it been a great day? I hope so. We are here at Relationship Refresh. That's right. This is our last one for February, and it's been pretty fun. I loved how we started out with a game, and then you've heard from me, you've heard from Mark, and then I slipped in last week, and then now you're hearing from both of us today. So I hope, and then also next March or next Wednesday will be the family game night. So we'll be doing that online again, and that's always fun. I think it's fun to do that. So, okay, he says that we are online and that we are live. So anyway, I'm just going to bring it up because we want everybody to come in and just want to see how many we have and give you guys a chance. So you go ahead and talk.
Hey, Connect Church, so great to have you guys with us. Yes, I do. I have to yell because I bring the energy. I'm the energy
You
bringer.
yell. You know, last
I'm the
night when
energy
you were in
bringer.
he was in our spare bedroom when he was doing that. And I literally, I was on the board meeting call for Pioneer Tech, and somebody said to me, "Who is talking?" And I hit mute really fast because it was you.
Well, this morning, I was up early and had 2 cups of coffee this morning, spent some time with God. Terry was up, and she was not quite awake-ish. And I came in and said, "Hey, babe, how's it going?" And she jumped and looked at me. She goes, "Don't ever do that again."
No, I simply said, "I'm not awake yet," and I shut the door.
In
So I
my
could brush my
face.
teeth in peace and put my makeup on. So anyway, but that's just marriage, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So anyway, how many are on here? I'm looking, not seeing. Let's see. I'll give everybody a chance. Got about, yeah, okay, we've got some. Love the jingle. Jessica loves the jingle. Tell everybody about the jingle.
So
The jingle.
we're meeting after board meeting. Pastor Kenneth, Pastor April, and Ashley and myself, and we were talking about different things we wanted to do. And they said, "Man, it'd be nice if we just had a jingle to kind of lead us into things, because we're looking at doing some more video stuff to connect with people and to draw people in." And I said, "Yeah, there's Fiverr.com." And so we went out there. They sent us one originally that was a tad bit dated, and I wasn't a fan of it. And I sent it back to the guy, and I sent him a sample of music, of our worship music. And so he came up with a jingle that kind of matched it. It was a little bit more modern, and so we
Yeah.
love it.
It's really cool. It's really cool. So anyway, I need to share this as well. Let me just do that. Keep talking. Keep talking.
So, tonight's the last Wednesday in February,
Mhm.
and it's crazy to think about it, because February is such a short month. There's 28 days in it. You barely get into February, and you're out of it already. And we're already looking toward Easter, and as we look forward to our Easter, we've got the Daniel Fast coming up on March 14th that we're encouraging people to jump in and join us. And we're going to have a special page on our connectchurchpc.com/Daniel Fast, and you can go on there and get some great ideas. Also, we're going to be sharing with you a devotional from YouVersion that you can go through the 21 days with us. But one of the things that we're focusing on, we're praying toward as a church, is we're praying toward revival as a church, that we would truly experience the presence of God, the movement of the Holy Spirit in our lives. And the other thing that we're praying for is a spiritual awakening, that we would see people come to faith in Jesus Christ and just see great things take place.
That's right. That's right. We want to see that. And we're even, getting ready. Everybody should just begin getting ready for the Daniel Fast as well.
Sounds like a song, getting ready. So part of what we've been doing to kind of get ready before we get ready is this week we've cut sugar out of our diet.
Yes.
And so Monday what was difficult, I had a sugar headache, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But it was one of those things where when I drink coffee, I put sugar in it. When I drink a latte, it's got a sugary mix that goes in with it. And so I've only had one latte this week. It was made with a sugar-free caramel, which is pretty good. Leaves a bit of an aftertaste, so I have to chew gum afterwards.
Yeah.
I've been using Splenda in my coffee. But, for the Daniel Fast, I can't drink coffee.
You can't. That won't affect me. I'm really okay with that. I'm really okay with that. So, but yeah, we are going to be doing that all together. So I hope that you guys are planning to do that too. Begin praying about that, because it's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard. But we know on the other side of that, I mean, God's going to do some pretty big things, and I think we need to get ready for those things. And so I think it'll be a real blessing to whoever does it. Yep.
And if you're concerned about not being able to do the 21-day Daniel fast, there might be some other things that you might be able to fast in your life or things that you might be able to give up. Maybe you're fasting where it might be one day a week where you just fast that day and spend time with God, or use that as a moment to draw close to God.
Yep.
You might give up a meal. You might give up a hobby that you really enjoy doing, or something that draws your attention away from God. I've got a friend in North Carolina. His name is Brent, and his wife and their whole leadership team at church are fasting social media.
Wow. Wow.
Now, they still post stuff on their church webpage for business stuff.
Yeah.
But their personal stuff, he sent me and he said, hey, if you want to get a hold of me in the next 30 days, he goes, send me an email. Don't message me on Facebook. I won't get it.
That would be a really difficult thing for me because social media
That's
is
all
what
you
I
do.
do.
I mean, it's not all you do.
I mean, I do a lot of other things, but yeah, communications and marketing, that's what I do. That's a big part. So, but yeah, but fasting your own personal, I like that. That's neat. That's really neat. So, well, the reason we're here, also, there was one more event that came up as well. It looks like March 29th. That's going to be a Monday. We're going to have an Easter party with the ladies over at Jennifer Ball's house. Now, that's our usual day to have ladies' Bible study, and it usually starts at 7, but we're going to start at 6. And I can just say this, ladies, it's going to be a treasure-filled party.
You know what else is on March 29th?
What?
Anthony Williams' birthday.
Anthony Williams' birthday. I thought it was the 28th.
Nope.
No?
See, it's Jack's is on the 27th.
Yeah.
April's is on the 28th.
And Dave D'Antonio.
Oh,
is on
Dave
the,
D'Antonio.
Yeah,
Wow.
on the 28th as well.
Happy early birthday, Dave.
That's right. That's
and
right.
then Anthony's is on the 29th.
Anthony, we're already wishing you a happy birthday. All right. So, okay, we've got a ton of people watching now. So, anyway, it's great to have you. We're talking relationship refresh. Be sure and put your name in the comments. That's what it's always about. Put your name in the comments. You could win a T-shirt. Looks just like this. Okay. You can win a book, Strength-Based Marriage, right here. And you can win the book, The Second Happy, and this is by a pastor in the Wesleyan Church. This is Kevin and Marcia Myers and his wife, and we've actually met them. Great people, and this is very, very good, very good. So 3 things that you can win today, and I think, Pastor Mark, we should throw in something special.
Ooh.
What else could we throw in?
Terry will come over and shovel your sidewalks off tomorrow.
I don't think we're getting snow.
Oh, wait. That's a week late, isn't it?
Yeah. But we could maybe you and I could buy a Sonic gift card or something like that.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So we're going to give 4 things away. Pastor Mark and I are going to throw in a maybe Sonic or Brahms, something like that, a gift card, just so maybe who's ever watching, you can go out on a Sonic date or Brahms date or something like that. Or you can take somebody else. And maybe it's just a fun time to talk to your teenager, fun time to talk to your mom, something like that. So be sure and put your name in the comments.
Do we have to talk to our teenager?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
It's very important.
Just want to make sure.
Ask Kenneth, our youth pastor. He's pretty sure. But yes, so anyway, 4 things we're giving away. Put your name in the comments so that we shall know. All right, so what are we getting into here, Pastor Mark?
We're going to share something with you from Doctors Les and Leslie Parrott, and they've written a bunch of good stuff. And I actually have a goal that you guys could hold me accountable for. During spring break, I will have some time to myself, and I'm going to finally finish up my SYMBIS training, which is talking about saving your marriage before it starts. And it's a great premarital counseling tool. I've been trying to get through it for the last few years, but things have come up that have kept me from finishing it off. And I'm going to finish that so that I can do that for people.
So did y'all hear that? He wants you to hold him accountable. So do that, okay? You have a lot of stuff you're working on spring break.
I do. I'm going to plant grass seed.
I don't think you're going to get them all done, dear.
I'm going to get rid of tree limbs in our backyard. I'm going to clean out the gutters. I'm going to paint some doors.
Haven't we talked about not getting on the roof when someone's not there? Have we talked about that?
I can invite Kenneth over.
Oh, okay. Well, let me see who's watching here. Jessica's watching with us. Wendy's watching with us. We've got Jamie Lopez. She is multitasking because she's already here. What a gal. And then we have Jen Harp. She's watching. Stephanie Stone. Shalanda. Also, Shalanda, you know, it's kind of interesting. She was the first person, or her and her husband were the first people you married, right?
No.
Were they the second?
They were among the first.
Yeah, they're among like the top 5.
But it's crazy because
So.
their daughter just graduated from high
I
school.
know, that's, yeah.
And so that
Yeah,
makes
that makes us old. That's what it makes us old, dear. Makes us old. And Aaron Lewis, so works at our chiropractor. So anyway,
Yeah.
Awesome. We're glad you guys are watching. All right, so we're talking relationship refresh, and it's 7 things.
7 ways to renew your marriage.
7 ways to renew your marriage. All right.
And so this comes from doctors Les and Leslie Parrott, great people. And the first one is be intimate.
Be intimate.
And so many times we misunderstand this. And to listen to Dr. Les talk, because he's the man of it,
Mm-hmm.
he said intimacy is so much more than sex.
Yeah, it really is, and it's being vulnerable. Yeah, with your feelings, with your words, with all of it. All
And
of it.
so you have to look for intimate moments and create intimate moments and have moments to where you and your wife or you and your husband can get away from the kids and spend time together,
Mm-hmm.
which is really tough
It is.
because growing up when I saw a closed door, I thought that meant don't enter, but apparently all the rules have changed and closed door means I need in that room.
Well, and I think it was when our kids were younger. Now they knock.
Yeah.
Now they knock, and it's just like, hey, what's going? Are you guys okay?
Why is the door closed?
Why are you have the door closed? Mom, are you all right? Yes. Of course, I was watching This Is Us last night, so
Yes.
that's why it was closed last night. So,
But
anyway,
you gotta look for it and you gotta create it and you've got to really be willing to move into intimacy
yeah.
with one another.
Do you think a male or a female has a harder time with intimacy? What do you think?
Here's a crazy thing. What I've witnessed in life is you can get a group of women together and they will talk and when they're done, they really know one another.
Mm-hmm.
When you get a group of guys together, they may not talk at all.
Mm-hmm.
And we found this out early when we were married. Terry went to go visit one of her high school friends, and I went with her, and they were newlyweds, and we were newlyweds. I sat in there, and for some reason, Terry and her friend went outside to talk for a while. She came back in, and she goes, "So, Mark, did you talk to him?" I'm like, "Not a word."
And I said, how could you sit there the whole time and just watch sports and not talk? And Mark said, it's easy.
He didn't volunteer any information. Every once in a while, I'd say, "That was a good shot," and you go, "Yep."
Yep.
But you see, when you get women together, and that's it. That's a part of the intimacy where guys don't get it. Where, like Terry's saying, Mark, I want to spend time with you. I want to talk to you. I want to go for walks with you. I want to do yada yada yada. Well, not yada yada yada. I want to do all these other things with you. And as a guy, we're like, oh, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's exactly how you are. Yeah, it is. I mean, it is work. It is work, and it's not fun. And raising boys, I see that too, because they don't always want to work at it, especially when we sit and we all need to talk as a family and say, look, today I'll just tell you, I mean, we had a fight at the dinner table where, Jack and Lance decide who's going to be alpha. And so a lot of times that's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. And
I'm alpha.
Yeah, he's the alpha, so I don't know why they fight about it. But we have to talk a lot and tell them, look, you need to talk with kindness and you need to do this. And I tell you, the first thing they always say is, well, you don't talk with kindness. I go, yes, I do. Not all the time. Yes, you're right. I don't talk with kindness all the time, but anyway, those are parts of this and that's what we have to learn. So even when we're talking intimacy, we talk about it through marriage, but also through our other relationships. Being intimate means you fight sometimes. Being intimate means that you don't always agree too, but at least you're sharing that and at least you're getting there. And that's what it means. Okay, what's next?
Next one is savor small joys.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, savor small joys.
And
Which joys do you savor?
well, this hasn't happened in a long time, but I savor Broncos Super Bowl victories.
You're right, it hasn't happened in a while.
It's not happened in a long time.
What do you savor in a relationship, I think
it-
is what we're
in
talking
a-
about here, not the Broncos.
In a
All right.
relationship, it's the little stuff of, hey, I miss you. How are you doing?
Mhm.
Last night, I can't show you because we don't have another person behind the camera, but Terry, she was going and looking for tennis shoes for Jack. Shoes to play tennis in, not tennis shoes, but shoes to play tennis in. They didn't find any, but
Mhm.
she said, hey, we were at Shoe Encore, ran into
Yep.
Haley Swinford there,
Yep. They were
and
selling them.
yep, and bought me a pair of shoes, and I'm wearing them right now.
Yeah.
They look really, really nice.
Jack needed a pair for church, and so we did, but they were $20, and I said, well, let's pick up Dad a pair too. So yeah,
Yep.
is that a small joy?
That was a small joy. I was like, wow, these
Okay.
are really cool. And I'm
Yeah.
wearing them. They're comfortable.
Yeah.
And I went out and I told her, I said, hey, I can get rid of this other pair that I really like, but
Mhm.
the insole is gone on it. They're a soleless shoe now. And so
Soulless
small
shoe.
joys. So what's a small joy that you take delight in?
With you?
I know that everything with me is joyful.
You know, I like it when, you know, the other night, Lance, we got the bikes out, and Lance was a little unsure of himself, and so we were helping
Lance
him.
is 11 years old and does not know how to ride a bike yet.
Oh, I don't think.
Well, no,
he-
I'm just saying. So we were teaching him. We were
Please
walking
let
through.
that stay in the circle of trust that is on Facebook Live with our friends and the public. Anyway,
We're teaching him how to ride the bike.
we are. He hasn't officially, you know, just he's fearful about it. He's fearful about it, but he did really good. And so it was on Monday night, and it was so good to just get outside and do something together as a family. And so that was a joyful time because I mean, we rode with him. We were dying, you know, running next to him, and then Jack, we didn't even ask him to come out there, and Jack got on his bike and just was riding around and encouraging Lance. And for Jack to encourage Lance, I mean, that was big. That was big joy.
That was
in this family.
no small joy. That was
Yeah,
big joy.
Yeah, it was big joy. Yeah, so I think that was really fun.
And Lance is doing better because last night he went
Mhm.
out there
Yes.
and I barely even had to hold on to him. He just wants to touch me to make sure that I'm with him. If ever he
He's just like,
yeah,
mhm.
if ever he like if ever he can't touch me, he's like, oh, he
Yeah.
freaks out. I'm like, Lance, you're okay. And tonight he went out and attempted it by himself, and so
Yeah, he's doing really good. So,
Yeah.
and we told him you have to do it over and over and over again. And so,
Yeah.
anyway, but okay, what's next? Create joyful memories that will last. And I think
Oh.
that you know that kind of goes into that as well as a joyful memory. And I don't know about you guys, but I'll share.
did you just
this.
say use?
I said use guys. I'll say y'all.
Terry's from
Actually,
Pennsylvania now.
Or if we're from Eastern Oklahoma, and I can say this because my grandma, you know, is from Eastern Oklahoma. My mom, they'd say yuns. So anyway, but when we received our, what was it? Our stipend. It's not really stipend. What did we get from? Our money that came in from the government. It was
Our stimulus check.
our stimulus check. When we got that, we decided that we paid a couple of things off, but we also booked our summer vacation. And we sat around the table and we talked about what would you guys like to do. And hands down, our boys wanted to go see one of the national parks.
Two of the national parks.
They wanted to go to one of them, but because I know what I'm doing, we're going to go to two of them, okay? And so anyway, but that's what we're going to do. It's going to be very outside, but we're going to see two national parks, and it's Yellowstone and Glacier National Park. And I think, you know, for me, that is something to look forward to where we can create joyful memories. And we're going to stay in a yurt. Isn't that going to be fun?
That will be
Yurt.
fun. A
Yeah, that'll
yurt.
be really fun. And, you know, Mark's from Montana, so anytime we can go up there to Montana, he loves that.
Now we're on the opposite side of the state of where I
Yes.
was from, on the other side of the mountain range.
Like a bazillion miles away from there. So
Yeah.
anyway, but we're going to see Yellowstone, we're going to see Glacier, and it's going to be really fun. And we found nice places to stay that aren't too much money because wow, it was really kind of expensive to stay. But we did that, and that was we used that money for that. And so, you know, a lot of times maybe you have to pay certain things off, or maybe some money comes in. You know, like we had a little money come in, and that's why I was able to buy shoes. And that was a memory that I'm getting with my son that I don't get to spend a lot of time with my teenager. So again, these are those joyful memories that will last. And I'm sure you guys have created many of them. Know it. Oh, they say they love Montana. Yes, they do.
Montana
Jennifer
is
says
gorgeous.
that, Jen.
Yeah. Montana is gorgeous. We had a little bit of Montana last week.
Little.
Yeah,
Especially with powdery snow.
it was. And so some of my memories of Montana is that we would have weeks of it not getting above 20 degrees outside. So we'd have lows of negative 30, highs would be about 15. And so once it would get up to like 30 or 40, all my friends would be in shorts and t-shirts at school. And my boys kind of experienced that on Saturday. It was the first nice day out, and they're wearing shorts and a t-shirt. And we're like, guys, it's only 38 degrees outside.
That's what we laughed at, because we have a friend, Andrew Week, who is from Alaska. And that was really funny, because that's what Andrew would do that all the time. I never remember hardly ever seeing him in pants at college at Oklahoma Wesleyan. And he wears shorts a lot now, even, being the adult he is. Okay. This one.
Exchange surprise gifts spontaneously. Terry is really good at this.
You already got one. You got one this
week. I did. They're right here. See? There they are.
What did you do spontaneously for your wife?
Doesn't she have a great haircut? She just got her haircut. And I didn't notice until April came in and said, "Oh, Terry, you got your haircut."
Yeah, it's very poofy. It's very poofy. I look a little bit like a cotton ball.
I don't think so.
It has to relax a little bit. Anyway, the curls do what they want. That's all there is to it. All right. Creating traditions. I like that. Yeah, definitely. April said that.
But like small surprises that you can do. So Sunday night, Alyssa brought candy for the youth. And I went up to Alyssa Kent. I said, "Hey, Alyssa, there's banana Laffy Taffies in there. My wife loves banana Laffy Taffies. Can I take some home to her?"
Yes.
And she goes, "Yeah. I mean, do you want?" And I'm like, "Well, I should probably." I said, "I would take all of them, but I don't want to seem greedy, so I took 2."
That 2 is good.
And I can't remember which son it was that saw that they were in my pocket and tried to take them from me. And I said, "Nope, those are your mom's."
Yeah, that was very nice. That was
protected
very
them.
spontaneous.
I protected them.
And it totally is the same as, getting a whole pair of shoes. So anyway. All right. Number 5, break up your routine. This is, it's funny because Mark is a spontaneous guy, but he really does like routine too. And like when we drive to the farm, when I go see my folks, I like to go different ways because I like to see different stuff. Mark doesn't want to go a different way. He just wants to get there.
The fastest way possible.
Just the fastest way possible.
It's like running a race. I mean, you don't run the race to see the scenery. You run the race to win.
Oh, but you totally run the race and see the scenery. But he struggles with that. So I think that I break up your routine sometimes, and sometimes you break up mine too. Yeah.
And there are good routines. Terry and I had this discussion. I shared it last week that I have a routine where I like to get up earlier in the morning than I've been getting up, and with all of the COVID and the snow and everything, my routine kept getting messed up. I couldn't get up and do what I wanted to do. But sometimes your routine can basically just be a rut.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
To where you come in from work, you sit down, you eat supper together, everything's the same. You never really talk.
Mm-hmm.
You just, how was your day? Yeah, good. Yours? Good.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to break things up and try to.
Yeah. Well, like when we did the bicycle, when we went outside, and before, sometimes I'll go and walk after we eat dinner. So I just like to do that, and I'll grab Mark one time, maybe Jack, maybe Lance. Let's go walk, and it's a good walk and it's a good talk, and we're making memories as well. So yeah, break up your routine, break it up.
Remember to play.
Remember to play. You're the one who's good at this.
I love to play.
Yeah.
But sometimes, here's the thing. I love to play, but I love to win. And so sometimes non-competitive play is good as well, where we just go out and have fun.
Yeah.
And so
and we're probably going to do that on Saturday. Saturday is a play day for us because we're
going to go celebrate Caleb's birthday.
Yeah, we're going to celebrate Caleb's birthday and Sydney's birthday.
And
we're going to go to the trampoline park in Stillwater and do that. And so that'll be really fun. And I like to do stuff like that. I mean, I don't like to get hit in the face when we're playing dodgeball, but I just like to jump on the trampoline, and it's funny because they're like,
the last 3 times I went to a trampoline park and played dodgeball, they asked me to throw the ball with my other hand.
Yeah, that's a sure sign.
Yeah.
I mean, even one time, remember when we went and I think you had pneumonia at that time and you couldn't do anything, and they had that big pit full of the
foam balls.
Yeah, with the foam balls. Okay, so I'm looking at this kid. He's probably 17 and he's working there, and I go, okay, I just want you to tell me honestly, if I jump in here, am I going to be able to get out? And he says, oh, yeah, no problem.
He
You
lied.
can get out. He totally lied.
He lied. He lied like a dog.
And I mean, I had so much fun because they had that springboard thing, and I just when I was out there, I could not get out of that stupid thing to save my life. And so finally, I mean, it was like the board of shame that they bring over, and you crawl on it just so you can get footing and get out of there. So anyway, surely there's somebody else that's happened to, but probably not because I'm just sad.
Well, girls don't have as much upper body strength as guys.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
It's true.
But I did. I couldn't get out of there. And I didn't want to keep trying because, one, it was exhausting, and two, it was kind of embarrassing. But then when they brought the board of shame out, I was like, oh, no. But anyway, yes, remember to play.
To make you feel better, the first time I went water skiing, I was out there, and I finally got the knack of it, so I didn't want to come back in. Well, I got completely wore out. And so then I finally fell down, and they came over to pick me up, and I couldn't climb into the boat.
Yeah, because your arms were so tired.
It was.
Yeah.
And it was up in Montana, and we're actually at youth camp. And someone that you might know, Steve Fisher, was on the boat, and he's trying to help me in there. And so they're yanking on my life jacket. I got back to camp, and I had road rash on the side of my chest because of it yanking up against me.
Oh, ouch.
And I was in
Steve Fisher, I know, but no relation.
Yeah, yeah, he is not related to you.
He's not related.
He's got blonde hair.
Oh, okay. That's
Well, no, I don't know anyone in your family with actual blonde hair, real blonde hair,
yeah.
not bottle blonde hair.
Yeah, gotcha.
What is
Why don't you
going on
just
from
move
that?
on?
Yeah.
So 7, the last one, be alert for new sources of joy. What do you think that means?
Well, again, this is where we break out and say, what is it that you want to do? What can we do differently? And one of the examples in our family, Lance has a small palette of places he likes to eat.
Very small.
Yes. And so pulling him out of that palette is difficult at times.
Let's call it a box.
A box.
Yeah, he has a box. Yeah. And yeah, lifting him out of that box. Well, this last Sunday, yeah, go ahead.
We went to a place that was outside of the box, and we were having this conversation the entire time. He didn't want to go, and he was upset. He's in the car, and I mean, he's completely distraught that we're going to Kentucky Fried Chicken because he wants chicken strips.
And he didn't know what Kentucky Fried Chicken is because
He
didn't know what
didn't-
KFC stood for.
He didn't realize that, but he didn't want chicken. He doesn't
Yeah.
like chicken strips from
Yeah.
KFC. He loves McDonald's chicken nuggets. I had to tell him, I go, Lance, we're not even sure there's really chicken in those nuggets. And so we go inside there, and it was a beautiful thing. And Geneva was with us, and Mallory was with us,
And Casey.
and Casey
yeah.
was with us,
Mhm.
and so we had an adult table. So Casey and Terry and I sat at the adult table, the kids sat at their table, and Jack and Geneva and Mallory did such a great job encouraging Lance. And finally, Lance got up
Mhm.
and came over to me and he goes, Dad, do you think you could get me some chicken legs?
And we were like, and we're saying, be alert to new sources of joy. This is a source of joy for us now because Lance wanted to have chicken legs
And
at
so
KFC.
Went up there, asked the guy, I said, can I just buy chicken legs? And he goes, yeah. He goes, you can, how many do you want? I said, I want 2. And he said, hey, I just threw in a third one there for free. And I'm like, oh, that is awesome. Another source of joy.
Yes, it was. Yeah. And it's true because I mean, and you have to find those other sources. And this is the one for our son, but maybe we go to Hunan, and I'm not crazy about Chinese
She's not
food.
a Chinese person.
No, well, obviously not. But not that there's anything wrong with that because they're great people. But I'm not. But we always joke about this because Mark worked for Szechuan in Bartlesville, and so he was a Chinese waiter. That's what we would say. So anyway, it's kind of a joke, but they have great food, by the way. Go to Szechuan and Bartlesville, great food.
Sesame chicken, amazing.
Honey chicken, amazing. So, but when I go, I know they enjoy it. And so, I will choose to enjoy it from there. But what else do you think that means? Be alert for new sources of joy. I mean, joy can come from anywhere,
Right. Well, and just doing different things. You don't always have to do the same thing over and over again. Now, Terry said that I tend to be spontaneous, but I have things that I like to do. And I don't know if maybe it's because the way I was raised, my parents kept me on a routine or structured me in such a way because I was so off the wall that I actually craved structure. And so
Yes.
sometimes my routine can determine everything that we do.
Yes.
And so, one of my routines from growing up is this: supper has to be on the table at 5:00. And so if it's not, I'm like, Terry, we need to eat. And she's like, Yes, Rain Man, we need to eat. For those of you who are our age, you'll understand that
You're
reference.
making a lot of references maybe people don't know.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Rain Man was a great movie with Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman. Dustin Hoffman had autism, but he was a numbers guy and could count numbers like nobody's business. And so Tom Cruise took him to Las Vegas, won a lot of money there. I don't suggest you doing that with anybody.
You probably don't need to watch the movie unless you're over 18.
That's
anyway,
right.
let's go on. But yes, and so those are the 7 things. That's the last one, right? That's the seven things that we just want you to think about in your relationships and your marriage. And again, we just appreciate you being here. And don't forget to leave a comment. And so we can give away, let me just go again, the second happy, whoops, too high. And then strength-based marriage, wonderful. And a wonderful t-shirt, okay, just like this one. And Pastor Mark and I are going to get either a Brahms card or a Sonnet card and give that to a 4th person. So everybody will have a chance to win some stuff. Anyway, thanks for joining us today. We love you, and thank you for watching. And Pastor Mark, do you want to pray for us?
Yes.
Okay.
Dear God, I just thank you for this time that we could be together, and I hope, God, that we've encouraged people. I hope, God, that we have poured blessing into people's lives. I just pray, God, that you would encourage them and lift them up, Lord, and help them, God, just to see you and to know you, God, and understand how great and amazing you are. I thank you so much for this day in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. Well, Pastor Mark goes back, and he's going to I just want to talk to you about, we haven't gone very deep in all of these things, but if you're having trouble in your relationships,
We are a people, connected people, all in God's love. We are a church, connected church, by His own blood. Connecting people together in perfect harmony, connecting